Well, Mississippi shrimp season in state waters will open at 6 a.m. bright and early coming up Monday, June 23rd. The Mississippi Department of Marine Resources has set the opening date. All regulations will be in effect. All boats engaged in catching or transporting shrimp from Mississippi waters must be licensed or permitted by DMR. And DMR Executive Director General Joe Sprikens joins us. General, what kind of testing and sampling is done leading up to a DMR declaration for the start of shrimp season?
We start in about April, start sampling, and we sample at least twice a week. And we go and sample to find out what the brown shrimp, if there's any white shrimp, and what we're looking at. And that's what we've been doing ever since then. And it's just that the count has not got to 68. We have to have 68 a pound for the count to open. That's by state law. And so we have to have that to be able to do it. And we're projecting with our scientists looking at it that it'll be next Monday that we'll be able to open.
I noticed in your announcement there is a little bit of a disclaimer in a way. I guess you have to do that. That sampling is continuing. Does that mean there's a possibility that shrimp season might be delayed beyond Monday?
I don't think so, because once we set the sample to the point where we feel like we're there, we can go ahead and use that and be able to use it. You know, like Alabama, they open on June the 1st no matter what the size are. And Louisiana opens in, I think it's sometime in May 19th, once they reach 100 count, and which is a real small shrimp.
Oh, that is a small shrimp.
And so, but our law says that we can only do it once it reaches 68.
When I first moved here, I think on the opening day of shrimp season, there were something like 2,500 boats that went out that first day, and in the last 10 years or so, 300, 400.
42 this year.
Yeah, 42. That's it? 42 right now?
Right.
What are some of the challenging factors behind that?
Well, the challenging factors is one thing, as I just mentioned, it's economy and what it costs to do it. If it's $4 or $5 a gallon for diesel, and you got to go out and run that to be able to come back, and you're getting 60 cents a pound for the shrimp, you can't afford to do it. Time you pay for the ice and everything else that you have to do in the deckhands. The other thing is that a lot of younger generations don't want to work that hard. And I'm not nothing against them. I mean, they're smart, they understand what they're doing, they're going to college. You know, a lot of Asian community that we had were, you know, helping us with that. A lot of those younger ones in the Asian community have decided, I'm going to college, I'm going to get a degree, and I'm going to understand how to be an aeronautical engineer rather than have to, you know, do shrimping every day. You can't blame them with that. Same thing with the oysters, same thing with the fisheries.